Hello, Tab Nation. It's Tom, and today we're doing a Python video. As I always say in these videos, I like to branch out from time to time. Most of my channel's auto hotkeys, but let's branch out from time to time so you can see what you want to do next, maybe once you've mastered AHK. So, or maybe you're just already using both languages and come from that language. So we're going to be doing multi-threading in Python. So today we're using the IDE of VS Code. Now, something that's interesting that people ask me all the time is, why do I use Notepad++ some videos? Why do I use VS Code in some videos? Well, it's simply just because it helps my brain remember what language I'm in. I'm so used to using Notepad++ with auto hotkeys and Python with VS. So I find it an issue that if I jump back into VS and I try to do auto hotkeys, I'll accidentally start writing in Python. So it's just a way to help my brain be like, oh, Notepad++, we're doing AHK. Just wanted to throw that out there because I get asked that a lot. So we're going to start by import threading, which is going to be multi-threading, and import time. Time just helps us with like sleeps and stuff like that. So just simply, putting those two at the very beginning of your script. They should be at your beginning so that they're ready to go. These are basically modules, or if you're used to auto hotkeys, libraries. So yeah. So down here, we're going to get our first function going here. So we're going to be doing def print numbers. For I in range is 5. You can adjust this to whatever you want. So that's just saying whenever the variable I hits the number 5 count, we're going to be doing this. So as long as it's 5 and under, print, you can put whatever you want here. We're basically just doing what is the we're doing thread current number and the name of the thread. So that's what all this is. I can cover prints in another video, but this is just whatever you want it to perform. Time sleep 1. So that's why we're calling time up here. Obviously, you may or may not need that. Another video. But yeah, here's our main part that we need to care about is creating the threads. So we're just going to call it thread 1 and 2. You can obviously call it whatever you want. Equals. So we're going to do threading.thread. Sorry, I got all these syntax helpers popping up. So, it'll say, thread module eliminating subset, blah, blah, blah. Here's a bunch of different things you can do. Target, print numbers, name, thread 1. So this is the name that's going up here. And you'll see what that actually layouts to look like. So we're doing 2 threads. Well, we need to start them because we've, pretty much have defined, what's going to be said, how it's going to work. So pretty simple. You just say, what is the thread? And start, put it in quotations. So, call the function to start. Wait for the threads to complete. This is optional. I put that there. So thread 1, join. Thread 2, join. So once they've completed, we're going to do our final print. So this is basically just waiting for all the stuff up here to be done before it moves on in the code. So we're just going to do print quotations and parentheses. We just put whatever text we want. So we're putting multi-threading example complete. Obviously, you don't have to do that, but visually that's going to help us here. Before we run this code, I just want to point out something that is just kind of an interesting fact. Python supports up to 1,000 threads per process. I doubt you're ever going to need 1,000 threads per process running, but I don't know. Maybe you're just crunching an insane amount of data. But yeah, it's 1,000 threads, but it can also depend on the specific application of what you're trying to do. It might be less. That's just something you got to test out if you're going to break some sort of high number. It's just something you're going to have to test and see if your specific use case can even get up to 1,000. It just really depends on a number of factors. So that's just something you got to play with and see what works, really. So yeah, let's see this in action. So we're going to go up here and we're going to open up our terminal. Where is that? Oh, there it is. So we got this down here. Let's clear that. Oops. Put the wrong thing. There we go. So we got a blank terminal now. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and run this. And it's going to go ahead and, as you see, it's doing the counts here. And there we go. So let's take a look at this. Let's enlarge this so we can see more of it at once. What am I doing? So actually, let's bring that down so we can see something. Yeah, right about there is good. So as you see, it says thread. So let's see, where is print? Thread. Threading current thread. Thread number 2 and 1. So that's, we're running thread 1, thread 2, and so on. So there's multiple threads. So it's telling us which one it is. And then it's counting. So as you see, we said it's within range 5 or lower. Well, something you need to remember in coding is that counting arrays and all that start at 0, not 1. So even though it ends at 4, that's, the 5th instant of it happening, because as you see right here, it actually starts with the count of 0. And, it's in here waiting for the join, so it's waiting for the completion before it does the print here. So it did that. It said, oh, that is the 5th time we've ran this. Okay, let's move on. Let's stop and do our last thing is multi-threading example has completed. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I can dive a little bit more deep into this. This was a very basic intro to it, just to give you started on it. Let me know if you want to see more. Hit the like button. If we get 30 likes, I always try to do a follow-up video where I dive a little bit more deep into this. Let me know what you want to see. Even if it's not about multi-threading, maybe you want to understand how this print, because this is kind of a fancy print that I have here. If you want to know a little bit more on how that works in each category here, let me know in the comments below, and I'll try to find something to do with that. Or if you just want to see something that's not really Python related with multi-threading, something just completely different in Python, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I think that's about it. Like I said, just remember 1,000 threads per process. That's something you just got to test out and see what happens. And I will see you all on the next one. Bye.